Atheists will often say, I don't have a belief, I don't have faith. Why don't you go study atheism and learn what it's really all about? We simply deny God and all gods, that's all. But here's the problem. Atheists fail to realize logic because they don't have any logic. You cannot deny a belief without replacing it with another. You cannot deny a belief without believing the opposite. If you don't believe that God created, that means you believe He didn't create. You cannot deny He created without believing He didn't. They still have a belief. Their belief is simply based on the opposite of the issue. But they have not escaped belief. You cannot escape belief. If a friend tells me, hey, I believe it's going to rain this Saturday at 3 p.m. exactly, I can believe that it's going to and agree with him, or I can believe that it's not going to. I cannot say, oh, I have no beliefs on that issue. I just deny your belief that it's going to at 3 p.m. Well, because I deny that it's going to rain at 3 p.m. on Saturday means I believe that it's not going to. I've just replaced one belief with another belief. It's just on the opposite of the issue. You cannot deny God created without believing He didn't. One belief is replaced with another belief. You can deny God, all gods, you can deny He created, that's fine. But you still have a belief because you believe He didn't. And now that He did not create in your personal mind, that means that you have to believe something else was the cause of all of creation to come into existence. Whatever this cause is, it's something you have to personally believe indeed caused all of creation to come into being. And whatever you personally choose as this cause is something you believe really caused all of existence. You still have something you believe. You still have something that you believe caused the universe. It's just not God. You've just replaced one belief with another belief, that's all. Denying one belief brings in another belief, but you still have belief. They cannot escape belief, and that's what atheists want to do. That's what they try to do on a continual basis, is escape believing something and having faith in something. They cannot. People believe and have faith in things all day, every day. As a matter of fact, this is an extremely healthy mind. It's healthy. It's normal. You put on a seatbelt, you don't know if you're going to get into an accident or not, but you believe you won't, or you hope you won't. That's faith right there. You don't know if the seatbelt is going to save your life, or even if the seatbelt's going to work at all if you get into a wreck when you put it on. But you hope that it will, aka you have faith in it. Hoping in something that you have no clue on what the result is going to be. That's faith. You cannot prove the seatbelt's going to work in an accident. No way you could prove that. But you have faith that it will. You hope that it will. Same thing, it's faith. People have faith and belief in many things all day, every day. It is a normal part of life. But atheists seem to be terrified of admitting they have a belief or a faith in anything at all. You cannot live on planet Earth without having beliefs and having faith in something. This is a normal, everyday part of life. I don't care if it's the littlest, tiniest thing from a seatbelt in your car protecting you to you have faith that it's not going to rain on a particular day. I don't care what the issue is. Faith and beliefs are exercised in everyday mortal life. This is a normal, healthy, mental part of living. This is human life. This is normal. But yet, atheists are terrified to say the word belief or the word faith. I have no clue why it terrifies them so much. But they have beliefs and faiths just like any other human being. But when it comes to the origin of the universe and life itself, they are terrified of saying the word belief or faith. Too bad, atheists, because you got them. You can deny God did it, which now requires a belief now in something else doing it. So once again, you've just replaced one belief with another. Your belief may not be in God doing it, but your belief now is in something else doing it. You believe life came about by itself through unintelligent, unguided, blind chance. Well, this is the belief. In order to accept this, you have to believe that's the way it happened. That's belief right there. You don't believe God did it, but you still have a belief in something else doing it. It did it itself. Life created itself. That's still a belief. You deny God created the universe, which now makes you have to believe something else created it. You still have a belief in an origin of the universe. You still have a belief in the origin of life. Whatever that thing is, or things, or cause or causes that you think brought about the universe and life, whatever they are still things and causes that you must believe really caused the universe and life. You haven't escaped belief at all. You've just replaced the belief in God, that's all. Not believing in God doesn't mean you don't have a belief. It just simply means that you don't believe in God, that's all. It simply means your belief is not in God. Well, okay, fine. You still have a belief. If God didn't bring about everything, then something else had to bring it about. And whatever that something else is that the atheist chooses as the cause that brought everything about is his belief on how everything came to be. He hasn't escaped belief. He simply replaced it from a belief in God to a belief in something else. So atheists are lying fools when they say, oh, we don't have any beliefs at all. We just deny yours. We just lack the belief in God and gods. That's all. We have no belief. No, you do have a belief. You've simply admitted that your belief is not in God. That's all it means. But you still have a belief, because now you have to choose something else as being the cause that created the universe and life. And again, whatever this something is that you personally choose is now your new belief that has replaced a belief in God. Now, instead of God, you believe, and you have a belief in this over here as the cause, whatever that is. This over here as the cause of life coming into existence. You have beliefs. They're just not beliefs in God, that's all. You can't escape beliefs. Now we'll talk about faith. Atheists have a faith because not believing that God created the universe, now you must have faith that the universe created itself. This takes faith because no atheist has seen this. No scientist has seen this. No scientist has ever saw things creating themselves. No atheist has ever seen this either. Therefore, it's not observable, repeatable, or predictable. Nothing to go on, which means it is not scientific, which means it is accepted on faith alone. But worse, since there is zero evidence at all, it is now blind faith. Atheists have never seen macroevolution take place. Every example they give is not macro, it is microevolution. Every example they give is microevolution. They have never shown an example of actual macroevolution. One thing entirely changing into a different thing. Their so-called evidence is, well, this bird grew a longer beak or did this, that, and the other. Well, they're still birds, right? Well, yeah. Okay, duh. No macroevolution has taken place. Or they'll mention lizards on some island that now grew a longer nose, or their tail is this color, or their tail now does that, and they say, look, macroevolution. No, they're still lizards, aren't they? Yes. Duh. So their version of macroevolution is, after all this time, lizards are still lizards and birds are still birds. There's just different kinds of them. That's not macro, that's micro. That's normal. That's the normal way of DNA operating. Variation of the same kind. Now lizards have done this, they've grown that, or their nose is like this or like that now, in this particular kind. Well, yeah, they're still lizards, dumbass. That's just variation within that kind. Or now the birds have this, or this particular bird now does this and has this and looks like this, or its beak is now like this or like that, or its feathers are like this. Stop it. They're still birds, aren't they, dumbass? This is not macroevolution. They're still birds. Just variations within the same damn kind. They haven't changed kinds. There's not a single evidence of actual, true, legitimate macroevolution taking place. And when their back's against the wall, oh, well, we can't show you that. That takes millions and millions and millions and billions and trillions and gazillions times a trillion gazillions and Godzilla 2 of freaking years. Here they go with the years bullshit. Well, I don't care if it takes eternity. That means you've never seen it, right? And they'll go, yeah. That means you don't see it now, right? And they'll go, no, I don't see it now. And you never will either. That means you take it on faith. And then since there's no evidence, it is blind faith. Yet they have the colossal gall and the hypocrisy to point their finger at Christians and say, we have science, you have faith. No, you don't have science. Everything you believe, there's no evidence for. So you have to have faith, and since there's zero evidence, it's a blind faith. You've never seen the universe create itself. You've never seen anything create itself. You've never seen anything come from nothing. You've never seen anything cause its own existence when it didn't exist, which is impossible. You've never seen anything. Even if they go out on a limb and say, well, the universe has always been here. It never had a beginning. Prove it. They can't prove that either. So they have to have faith that their view is the correct view. And whatever their faith is, it's always in something that they cannot prove. Zero, observable, repeatable, predictable evidence. Nada, nothing, none. They have blind faith in the origin of the universe, in the origin of life, and evolution, all of it. There's not a shred of evidence for any of it. All of their views comes from men with lab coats who take nothing but guesses. Theoretical bullshit. That's all they had. Well, we think this is how this happened. We think this is how that happened. Well, we speculate this is how that happened. Well, we think we know how this happened. Well, this could have been like this. Well, this is plausible. Well, that's plausible. Well, this is possible. Well, can you prove anything? The answer is no. The answer when their backs and their asses are against the wall tightly is, well, we don't know. Right. We know you don't know. You have no evidence. So your position, your belief takes faith. And your faith is blind faith because it is based on nothing. There's no science at all in what atheists believe. Nothing. It is a blind faith. They deny that God created and yet claim they have no belief. No, they do. They just don't have a belief that God created, that's all. They believe the universe created itself. They have no evidence of this. They've never seen anything create itself. They can't prove this. Blind faith. They have no evidence that life came from dead matter. Scientists still don't know the origin of life. Richard Dawkins, when questioned, said no, he didn't know, and he said nobody knows. So life coming from dead matter is a speculation, it is an assumption, it is a belief, it is a position, it is their worldview, but they have no evidence for it. Never been seen, can't be repeated, not predictable, zero evidence, which means zero science, which means blind faith. For evolution, never seen it, not saying it now, never will see it, can't see it. It takes billions and billions of quadrillions of eternity of freaking ass trillions of gazillions of billions of years. So again, zero evidence, blind faith. So, the origin of the universe, life creating itself, evolution, all the way down the list. Everything atheists accept is based on zero science. There's no science in it at all. It is blind faith. They have faith that their position is the correct position. They believe it to be the correct position. There's your belief. They believe they are correct. And they have faith. And their faith is a blind faith because it is not based in science at all. Real science is something you can observe with the naked eye. You can repeat it time and time again, which means it is predictable, which now means it is an absolute fact. You can see it with your own eye, you can repeat it, which makes it predictable, which makes it a scientific, rock-solid, bona fide, physically visible fact. That's science. And that cannot be applied to a damn thing atheists accept. They've never seen the universe come into existence. They've never seen how life came to be. They've never seen evolution. But yet all their positions that they take on all these matters are based on zero freaking evidence at all. Blind faith. Yet they have the hypocrisy to point their finger at the Christians and accuse them of having nothing but faith. Silly fairy tales. Well, why don't you try proving some of your silly fairy tales? You have blind faith and nothing you accept is based on any science at all.